Okay. Hello, ladies. Am I live? Just gonna wait for some people to come in. This is very impromptu, so maybe no one will come, but I just felt like I really wanted to talk about this a little bit before I head off to bed. Since I have work in the morning, it's Sunday night, almost 12 a.m. in Tokyo. Um, can I just like vent for 1 second? So, ever since I started this job, you guys know, the deal is that I have to go into the office every day for some stupid reason for the first month during training, and then after that, they're gonna let me work from home for 3 days a week. So that's literally, like, the only reason why I agreed to do this job. Well, also because it's a good company, prestigious and all of that, but yeah, if they didn't give me the promise that I was going to be able to switch to a hybrid working style from the 2nd month onward, I don't think I would have been able to. I mean, I would have taken it, in all honesty, because I really desperately needed a job at the time, but I probably would be looking for my next gig as we speak because the office life is just not for me. But yeah, I wanted to talk about so I just wanted to vent because like literally I have zero time to do anything because the office is so far. It takes like 1 hour. Okay, I'm seeing that the Wi-Fi connection is unstable and that's making me nervous. Can you guys like hear me, see me? Hold on, let me see if I can listen to myself on my phone. Wait. Hmm, okay. Um Again, here we are talking about like dating and relationships and whatnot. You know, the war between the pickmes and the hypergamous women and the soft boys versus the traditional masculine men. I really do want to stay out of it as much as possible. Hold on, guys. Let me just check. But okay, it sounds fine to me. Yeah, I want to stay out of it as much as possible just because I feel like down the road, I don't know, it's not going to be a good look. Like a lot of these girls, not just girls, a lot of these people that you see online really going hard on this stuff, like really centering their entire content, their entire channel around this topic. I don't know. I just have a feeling that they might regret it later on in the future once this whole conversation has blown over or once we've shifted into like the next era of masculine feminine dynamics. Another option, and I've said this before, is for me to do most of this type of content faceless. Like if I just get on here with audio, if I do pre-recorded audio, or even if I go live and I don't show my face, I feel like that is one extra layer of protection that would incentivize me to do such content. But I personally don't like that. I like to come on here and show my face. I feel like it's more personable that way. But anyway, so yeah, just to finish off my little frustration about the new job, I mean, I'm thankful for this opportunity and everything, but it just requires like so much extra time to commute to the not only commute to the office, but then also like I have to make sure that I sleep by 12 a.m. at the latest if I want to get 7 hours of sleep, not even 8 hours, because I have to get up at 7 a.m. if I want to put on my makeup and everything. And for me, that's non negotiable, right? I'm not going to step out of my house looking 1% less than what I expect myself to look like. Obviously, I'm not going to go in with a blue cut crease to work. I'm very demure, very cutesy. I don't do that. But still, even just for my everyday neutral office makeup, I want to take the proper amount of time to make myself look presentable. It's like a ritual, right? It's a self-care ritual. That's what I consider my makeup time in the morning to be. So I need to allocate myself at least 1 hour for that. And within that whole hour, I do makeup. I feed my cat, I will put on my outfit and everything. So the makeup itself would take like 30 minutes max. But yeah, I have to wake up at 7 if I want to do my makeup and get everything done in time to leave, to step out the door by 8 a.m. to catch my train. So, what date it is? It's August 25th, which means there's only a week more of this that I have to endure. Hopefully, if they try to say that I should continue coming into the office every day, like I might just quit. But anyway, let me not get ahead of myself. So yeah, that's been frustrating because it essentially only leaves me with one day to film, Sundays, because Saturdays I'm like busy basically sleeping and catching up on all the sleep that I progressively missed over the week. And then Sunday I get to film like a makeup look. If I really, if I get well rested enough on Saturday, I can film an entire makeup look on Sunday and come on to a live stream, but then I don't even have time to edit it until like later. So that's why throughout the entire week, that's the only time that I will have time, a little bit of time after work to edit everything that I filmed on Sunday. And it's just a much slower pace than I'm used to back when I was unemployed and able to do this every day. Or at least I was able to, even if it took like, 20 hours to finish one video, I was able to have the luxury to like sit there for 20 hours straight and then edit and then just fall asleep whenever I was done with the video. I can't do that now. I have to literally schedule my life around work. I sound like such a Gen Z person right now. But anyway, so I need this job because it's bringing me the paycheck that I need to, help me manifest the next level in my life. So it's all good. I just wanted to come on here and talk about this subject. So what did I name this stream? I forgot already. Don't support pick me women. Okay. Don't support Bob the Builder women, whatever you want to refer to them as, because especially if they're in a relationship, which many times, I mean, by definition, being a pick me means that you are willing to get into a relationship with a lower quality man or a dusty, as is often referred to in the social media streets. And by supporting that woman's business, you think that you're supporting her, you think that you're doing something for the collective girlhood, you think you're supporting women's empowerment and all of that. But at the end of the day, if she is with a dusty, and worse than just a relationship, if she's married to a dusty, then you can basically consider your coin as going to that dusty and not that woman that you might support individually. But if she's connected herself to a dusty, um, you would be supporting him and his lifestyle ultimately. Because who do you think is taking care of her man? It's her, if she's the breadwinner in the household. So I really hate that the examples that I have to bring up today are all women of color or all minority women, I should say, because I don't know, like some people debate about the women of color term. And I don't know, I might get canceled for this because the first not specimen, sorry, the first candidate person that I have to speak on is really beloved and has broken a lot of barriers for women in color in the beauty space. So I might actually get canceled because she is very well loved. And I think for good reason. Like, I personally am rooting for her individually, but the fact that she has chosen to stay with this dusty man who has apparently become her husband in recent news, it's a problem for me. So, okay, let me just pull off the band-aid and show you who I'm talking about. So I don't know about you guys if you follow like YouTuber news or makeup news, but Jackie Aina has supposedly, it's been rumored, I don't know if she officially confirmed it. I feel like she didn't announce it officially, so that's what the whole controversy is about. But she's apparently gotten married to her longtime boyfriend, fiance, whatever, Dennis. I think they've been together for like 10 years or something crazy like that. And they've been engaged for a good number of those years as well. And apparently she just got married to him quietly. So she changed her name or something. Sorry, I actually don't follow Jackie Aina that closely. I personally have never been a huge fan of hers. I'm not going to take away anything that she did for like black women or black women in the makeup space on YouTube. I know that she is very important in terms of her influence and what she was able to accomplish. I think she's one of the few black female beauty content creators that has subscribers in the millions count. So we're definitely going to give Miss Jackie her flowers. And again, if some of you want to cancel me for this video, there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, all I can say is that it's not me, okay? I'm not the one that's deciding that most of these examples are women of color. They just happen to be, unfortunately. And there's like reasonings for that, the whole immigrant struggle, the immigrant daughter expectations that a lot of immigrant daughters are put through. They're kind of, especially if they're the oldest kid in the family, a lot of immigrant daughters from like, and we're not just talking about like Jackie. I have other examples too. There's an Asian girl in there too. So, you know, it again, it's not my choice, obviously, but the fact that a lot of these examples are minority women is not, the significance of that is not lost on me. Like, it's not a coincidence. But unfortunately, I have to speak up because I feel like I need to remind you guys that if you support these women, especially if you're supporting them in a monetary sense, like you're buying things from their brands, or even if you're just watching their videos, that translates into AdSense money for them because attention is currency. And so that money is going into the pockets of their dusties. Okay, straight up is what I'm trying to tell you now. And so with the whole Jackie Aina situation, I just think it's funny because okay, the reason that I'm not personally a fan of Jackie is because I feel like she is I mean, it's not my opinion really. She's shown through her actions throughout the years that she is very resistant to criticism of any type. Like, she cannot take criticism basically. And she is notorious for blocking people at the slightest mention of like anything against her, or any slight mention of an opinion that does not align completely with hers, or any slight sort of suggestion that maybe she look at something in a different way, she will just block the person, which I don't even think it's wrong, because I feel like that's her right as a content creator. She can block people from her page if she wants to. She can curate her comment section as tightly as she wants to. But it's just kind of interesting to me, like how I mean, clearly she's doing something right, because she's managed to still retain her status, so to speak, like her popularity in her field this whole time, which I guess speaks to just how good of a businesswoman she is. But anyway, apparently she got married quietly to Dennis, and she didn't announce it, but on her Instagram profile, she changed her last name from like Aina to Dennis's last name, which I don't even know because ain't nobody checking for that man. That waste man. Oh, Dennis Asamoah. Yeah, so she changed it to Jackie Asamoah, and apparently, like I'm getting this information from Reddit, right? So she was blocking people that were congratulating her in her recent Instagram posts, and she's been on just like one of her blocking sprees. I think she has like bots or something installed that probably do mass blocking of accounts for her. Um, that's the only way I can imagine that she would be able to block so many accounts on such a big scale. And mark my words, probably by the end of this live, I will also be blocked somehow on all my accounts, even though like I've never even followed her. But yeah, like I've heard a lot of stories of people basically saying that um even if they just indirectly interact with, let's say, a comment that is kind of disagreeing with an opinion that she has, right? Like I've heard of people liking a comment underneath one of her posts that another person made about how they disagree with her, or they're just suggesting something different to her, and she didn't like that comment. So not only will she block the original commentator, she will block whoever likes that person's comment. So I don't know, it's giving insecurity to me. But again, she's allowed to run her platform the way that she sees fit. If she's still able to make her bag even with this behavior, then more power to her. But I'm just telling you guys, as potential consumers or customers of her, like, think twice before you buy anything from her brand, because number one, she'll block you if you have any sorts of complaints or um concerns whatsoever that you bring to her. Like, I have heard of people buying things from her candle brand and then saying something on the brand's Instagram, right? About how their order was delayed or it took over a month for the candle to ship to them when it was promised to come in under 2 weeks, and her blocking her own consumers for making comments like that. Like, nothing combative or nasty, just people expressing maybe just their disappointment over how long it took for the items to ship and to arrive to their house. And instead of like addressing them or just giving, a heartfelt apology, a lot of times a verbal apology will go a long way with people. That's honestly all that they're looking for. Now, me personally, I'm not even saying that these consumers are right to be posting on the brand page and to be looking for, like, what are you looking for after the fact, after you've already bought the item and okay, it took forever to get to your house, but now it's there. So what more are you looking for at that point, right? I can see both sides of the issue. Like, as the if I was a consumer, especially when it comes to these social media influencers brands, if I had any type of small gripe with any part of the purchasing process, whether it be the quality of the item, if I feel it's not up to par, or if I felt that the shipping took too long, as long as the item, like, I mean, anything short of the item not arriving to me at all, in that case, I would just apply for a refund, right? Or at the very least, get a refund from my credit card company if the brand itself won't refund me. But if there's anything in terms of like the product or the buyer experience itself that I'm not unsatisfied with, I would just elect to kind of cut my losses with that one-time purchase. And then I would decide to just not buy from that brand ever again, no matter how much I liked the influencer in the first place, because to me, it's just that's fair game, right? Like, okay, I tried to support you, but you're not giving me the level of quality or service that I expect as a customer. And so, therefore, I'm not going to give you my service anymore. I'm not going to give you my money anymore. Like, it's very cut and dry and simple with me. I guess I'm just not as affected by the parasocial relationship part as most people. I mean, I'm also older, but yeah, so people were kind of criticizing and freaking out about Jackie Aina not taking kindly to people congratulating her on her marriage, which is also like, if you think about it, it's kind of crazy because she obviously, okay, I know exactly what's going on in terms of the psychology at play here. Jackie Aina's a psychology with this whole thing. So she changed her name from Aina to Asamoah, right, on her social media accounts, or on her Instagram at least, which means that she wants to. Okay, it's gonna sound harsh, but I'm just gonna say it because you guys know I'm a straight shooter. I'm not here to like mince words. So basically, she wants to throw it in people's face that she is a wife. Like, look, I did it. I finally got married. I was claimed by a man, right? Um, he did it. He married me. I'm a wife. You guys aren't, so I'm above you. And that's another thing. I think Jackie Aina has always tried to be aspirational. She's always wanted to be like that bougie, aspirational influencer that you can't really touch her. She's never wanted to be relatable, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's very clear that she's been consistent that this is the type of influence that she wants to have, or this is the type of image that she wants to give off. And so it's just funny that people, like, to this day, are still getting upset and surprised that she reacts this way to her fans, or like that she seems to not value them at all. That this is one of the reasons why I simply choose not to support her, right? But yeah, so she wants people to recognize and like bow down to her for the fact that she was able to get married, but she knows, I think, deep down, that her man is not the prize, right? Like, sorry, I didn't word that correctly. She knows that her man is not like the high value man or the affluent man that a lot of the girlies in these streets are gunning for these days. And she knows on some intrinsic level that okay, she has the social media success, like she has her own successful social media brand, she has her own product lines. In that sense, she is very successful as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur. And in the sense of just marriage alone, the fact that she was able to get married, she is successful, but she knows that she's not aspirational necessarily, in the sense that she was not able to get like a high value provider man. She was not able to get a millionaire, like a guy that's above her level, even, that is able to spoil her and give her princess treatment. She basically just settle down with this dusty dude who actually works for her at this point, I think. Like once her brand and her business really started popping off, I think she just made Dennis, this guy, her employee, and he's just been leeching off of her ever since. Which is fine. That's her life, that's her choice. But she knows that her relationship itself is not aspirational for most people, especially not the hypergamous girlies on social media. And so that's why she's been like quiet about it, right? Because I remember back in the day, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Let me find a drink somewhere. I remember back in the day, she used to feature him quite a lot in her content, right? Like I remember this one video where she was trying on sexy outfits for him, and he would do like reactions about, or he would be rating her outfits. It was just like, regular content, couples content. I think at the time there was a trend as well of girls doing, female influencers doing videos with their boyfriends just for shits and giggles. But I think that she got, I don't want to say backlash, but I think there was definitely some feedback to that type of content where they were like, okay, what are you doing? We don't want to see this dusty guy up here, like whoever, if he's not giving you princess treatment, then we don't want to see it. Like, why are you pushing him in our face? We're here to see you, Jackie Aina. And so I think that's probably why she stopped featuring him as much in her content, because she realized that, oh, my audience doesn't like this. They don't see, okay, they see me, they see my lifestyle, like my brand, my businesses as aspirational, but not necessarily my relationship. And so I think she caught on to that and then adjusted her social media strategy accordingly by not including him anymore in her content. And so yeah, it's just funny because like people, it's insane behavior, right? Like the fact that you got married and then you put your last name as your new last name with by taking your husband's name on your social media, and yet you get mad. You turn around and get like upset and lash out by blocking people who congratulate you on your marriage. And but if you really think about it, it makes total sense, right? Because she there is nothing to congratulate, like there's nothing to celebrate, because it's not the aspirational type of marriage that most of her followers are looking for. So there's actually nothing to celebrate. So of course she would block you for trying to congratulate her on her marriage, because deep down inside she's like ashamed. Anyway, this is my point is not to drag Jackie Aina. I'm just here to remind you guys that if you support these women, if you give money, like if you actually buy their products and give money to their businesses, just know that that money is funneling down to their dusty man at the end of the day. Because we know that Dennis is Jackie Aina's employee at the end of the day. He's not like the provider king, whatever archetype that the single hypergamous girlies are after. So another example of this would be uh, like a celebrity example, and this one really pains me. How do I? How do I go to the next page? Oh my god. Well, I have a picture of Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Are you serious? Okay, let me. Upload again individually. Uh, so yeah, this is Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, who she chose to circle back to after being in a relationship with Hassan Jamil, the Saudi Arabian billionaire, for 3 years. And I mean, okay, on one hand, I kind of understand because Rihanna's life is complicated, right? Rihanna is a one of the few female billionaires out there. On top of that, she's a total pop culture icon. I will always love Riri, but when I saw that she had a kid with ASAP, I was like, wow. And I think that this is also part of maybe subconsciously, this is the reason why I've avoided buying Fenty Beauty or any of her lines, like the Savage X Fenty by Rihanna. I heard that the quality for that line is crap, by the way. Um, and there's some like weird sales tactics that they use for Savage by Fenty. I don't know how the brand is doing now, but I just remember seeing a bunch of YouTube reviews coming out when it was first popping off, talking about how it's a subscription service, right? So first of all, you have to pay like every month and they'll send new lingerie to you. But then if you try to cancel the subscription service, they will be like very aggressive in trying to keep you on board, the people at the call centers. So I don't know if that's how Savage X Fenty still works to this day, but again, that's another reason why it was just sketchy to me all around. And I also thought that like when Fenty Beauty first came out, which I can't even remember how many years has it been, but I remember I was visiting my mom in the States, and then I finally was able to try some of the testers in Sephora because they don't have Sephora in Japan. And I just remember thinking that it was like lackluster quality. I thought that the packaging was cheap. Um, are you kidding me? Like I can't go to the other pages. This is a PDF file, but I have like 8 pages of pictures. Okay. But yeah, I just couldn't believe that Rihanna went from a billionaire to ASAP Rocky. Like you can even see, oh sorry. You can see the posing in this picture, the placement of Rihanna versus Rocky, like the design says everything. Where Rihanna is like in the front, she's leading him, and he's in the back nurturing their kid, which is fine. I mean, men should nurture their kids, but I don't know. ASAP is just like such a joke to me because hasn't he been in jail several times? Wasn't he arrested in Europe too? Like, not even just in the US, but he was doing some stuff in Europe with his posse and got arrested. And this is who Rihanna chooses to procreate with. Okay. At least she's not married to him though. Like that's the one thing that kind of I think in the back of my mind, in the back of her mind, she still kind of somewhat knows what she's doing. Because Rihanna, I mean, we know that Rihanna's a very smart businesswoman. And so the fact that she never married ASAP, like she didn't put a ring on it, that's the one saving grace, I guess you could say. But yeah, it still gives me pause though I'm gonna be honest, right? Like when I think about anything produced by Rihanna, not that she's producing any music these days, so at least we don't have to worry about that. But anything to do with Fenty or her other fashion related brands like Savage, X Fenty, I'm not inclined to support it. I'm not inclined to put my money there because I know it's going to go to ASAP at the end of the day. And I didn't sign up to have my money go to ASAP. I wanted to go to Rihanna, right? And so, yeah, you are putting money in the pockets of their dusties when you support pickme women or Bob the Builder women. Don't do it, okay? And here's another one, right? Nina Irfan, the universe guru. Is she gonna strike my channel now after after I use this image? But like we all know that the jig is up. Mina is the breadwinner in her family. No matter how hard she tried to convince us that she was being spoiled and provided her for by her now retired, I think, husband. I think it's very clear that he is not working anymore. And so she's the one that's bringing in the money. She's the one that's providing for her family, including her 10 or 11 years older hubby, who was able to retire because of the amount of money that she was able to bring in from her scams online. And so if you support the universe guru, you would be supporting, even if you still support her as an individual, you would not only be supporting her if you spend money on her courses or anything like that or coaching, because that money goes directly towards funding Irfan's lifestyle as well, her husband's. Um, just think twice. Is that what you want to be doing when you engage with these people? See, look at this. Let me show you Rihanna's ex-boyfriend, the billionaire. It's so funny because like every single guy that I dated in Dubai knows exactly who I'm talking about when I mention Hassan Jamil. And I'm like, okay, on the one hand, it makes sense because like we're here in the Middle East, so I guess he would be a big deal there. But on the other hand, how do you know about Rihanna's dating life? I don't know. It's a little sus to me. Oh, I can share my screen too. That might be easier next time instead of converting all these files. Okay. I don't know why the orientation is off. But yeah, this is what who she used to be dating. Now, I understand like why maybe that relationship was never meant to work out in the long term because they're from completely different cultures, right? Plus, Rihanna is such a international icon, and she's known for being like very rebellious, very edgy, very risque with her fashion sense and whatnot. And I can see how the culture that Hassan Jamil is from, they probably maybe his family or whoever would not take kindly to his wife being that out there, which is why he ultimately got married to a more traditional Muslim woman who looks really accomplished in her own right. I think his wife is like 7 years older than him. So yeah, like he's moved on, he's married and to his wife now. And so this relationship is done, unfortunately. Um, which is fine. I mean, like, even if she didn't end up with him though, I just wanted better for her than Rocky. But I understand in a way Rihanna's situation because she's Rihanna, like, who can you really find that's on her level, you know, suitor wise? Um, I told you guys I had an Asian girl in here too. Not that like this is not about race, okay? But I'm just saying, like, the fact that these are all minority women is not a coincidence. Because I think that a lot of minority women, especially in the millennial generation that were like the daughters of immigrants or the first in their family to really make it big, to really get high education and get a really good job and be able to kind of like move from working to class to middle class or something like that, or in Rihanna's case move from like you know move from working class to the top elite 1% of earners in the entire world. It's like a lot of those types find themselves vulnerable to this type of Bob the Builder slash pick me dynamic when they eventually get into relationships with men later on because they were taught to hustle and work hard their whole lives, just like a man, especially if they were the oldest daughter. And so this is another one. I don't know if you guys know this girl, but I was getting a lot of spam from her at one point for, oh, sorry, I didn't get her picture. I'm sorry, I really tried to prepare for this live, but I guess, we can't control everything. Okay, let me just export, upload. So why is that so small? Okay, this is one of those like digital marketing girls that digital marketing slash affiliate marketing coaches on Instagram that I received so many ads from her at one point. I think I blocked her account because I didn't want to see anything else from her. But I tried to go to her account. Like I tried to check it from one of my other Instagram accounts, from my cat's account actually, and I couldn't find her. So I don't know if she's off Instagram altogether now, but she is another prime example because she talked about how she retired her Caucasian fiance after like really catching her stride and making a lot of money in her affiliate marketing ventures. And I was just like, why would you, as a minority woman of immigrant parents who sacrificed a lot to come to the US, and now you're spending your prime years working and retiring the most privileged, a male that belongs to the most privileged group on earth. I don't get it. So I have a video of here of her. Just take a look at her dusty ass fiance, who is now her husband, I guess. I don't know if they got married, but
that course yesterday
what this
at 10
disgusting
p.m.
man
our time,
in
and
his house robe,
yeah, so
lounging
we
around the
have
house in
so
his
it's
soft
eight,
boy
so
era.
24 minus 8, so 16 hours. In 16 hours in, and she's made $37,000.
So that was from this morning. Just to give you the latest update, in less than 24 hours of launching, my business has made me over $48,000. This is just
Listen, I'm really not trying to come for anyone here. Like, I'm not doing this out of malintent, okay? Um, but I'm sure none of these people are gonna watch my live. If they did, I'm sure they would not like me. They would not be a fan of me. But what is this insanity, you guys? Like, ladies, we have to do better, okay? Leave the pygmies, leave the Bob the Builders to take care of their dusties. If that's what they insist on doing, if that's what they want to do, we're just gonna have to let them make their own mistakes. Like, I'm not gonna be out here trying to convince anyone who's already deep into the doo-doo to change course. Cause especially, yeah, if you try to do that, if you try to tell people that what they're doing is leading them down a bad path, then they're just gonna 9 times out of 10 get more defensive and double down. So we're just gonna have to consider this class of women to be kind of lost in the sauce, and let's just collectively get together and pray for them that they'll wake up one day. But like, I think the video speaks for itself. Like, can you imagine? I'm sorry, I I'm trying to control my face, but I cannot mask the wave of disgust that comes over me. Okay, when I see like a dusty ass man, her dusty ass fiance, like walking around her house that probably she paid for with her affiliate marketing, whatever, profits, like unshaven in his robe. So this man is not even cannot even be bothered to change, uh, to put on a nice outfit for a video for social media. And she retired him, and now she's teaching girls on Instagram how to do the same so that they can also retire their dusty boyfriends. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I tried to look at some of her content because I was trying to see, okay, what is all this affiliate marketing? What is this digital marketing bag that all these girls are supposedly getting? Is it a scam? Is it real? So I was watching like a couple of her and some other creators' content. At the end of the day, I still don't know what exactly affiliate marketing. I know what affiliate marketing is. That's like I have affiliate marketing links technically in my profile. Like I have Amazon, I have a code, no, I have a link with Amazon, right? That's an affiliate marketing link. So if I buy anything from Amazon and I recommend it to you guys and I throw up the link with my code, if you buy directly from that link, I will get a commission off of it. But I don't even like, I don't promote it that often because I don't think that, I mean, first of all, I have two actually. I have one for Amazon US and one for Amazon Japan, but I don't know. It never sat well with me to do videos about like Amazon Prime Day or something. You know how people do those videos that, oh, these are the 50 must-have items that you have to get on Amazon Prime Day. And I'm like, I actually don't think that you really need anything from Amazon. If the only reason I purchase from Amazon is because it's convenient. Like sometimes, especially in Tokyo, the delivery, they will literally have same day delivery or like 48-hour delivery, which is very convenient for me if I need something in a pinch. Like electronics or something that break down that hinder my ability to film, things like that. But if I had a choice, I wouldn't use Amazon for anything because I'm not the biggest fan of the business model. And yeah, I also use it for cat food, but I don't feel like I don't know, I don't feel good about just pushing products from Amazon to people for the sake of getting my affiliate marketing commission. But anyway, that's just a very like that's one of many examples of affiliate marketing, right? You can get also it's not just Amazon, you can get direct kickbacks from brands and whatnot. But yeah, this girl like I just couldn't watch her anymore after a certain point because she kept featuring her dusty ass fiance up there. This live is so messy. Oh my god, I might have to take it down later. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel safe talking about these topics on such a public forum because I feel like I don't know. The pick me army is has more numbers than we think, I think. There's a false sense of like, okay, all of the I mean, I am of a certain hypergamous mindset, you could say. So obviously all of the content that I consume and all of my algorithms, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, they are going to promote to me that type of like princess treatment slash hypergamy content. But that's not a true indication of like to me it would feel like, oh, everyone is in majority agreement with me, right? Like most of the girls online are in agreement with my way of thinking, but that's not necessarily the case. That's just because like we are all happen to be recommended the same content. There's a whole other side where the pygmies are having their own discussions about like how much they should pay for the date. Should they go 50-50 or 60-40? Like there are girls having entire discussions and channels centered around those topics, which I want nothing to do with. And yeah, girls like talking about how they retired their freaking Caucasian 6'5" blue-eyed finance bro fiancés, who which is like the person that least needs it in this entire world, in this entire capitalistic system. And so anyway, again, this is no hate to like boss face Steph herself, but I will not be supporting any of her products. No. Like you got me all the way fucked up if you think I'm going to pay for a course or any type of product from a woman who is literally financing her man's entire lifestyle. You think I'm dumb? I have all the smoke for everyone this Leo season, okay? Because my my birthday, I'm not gonna say my birthday was ruined, but I don't know. This new job is like getting on my nerves. I enjoy the field. Okay. I like the fact that it's in a field that I've been wanting to break into for a while. I like the fact that I get to learn cybersecurity on the job. I'll be honest, I like the prestige of the company that I work at. My coworkers are not like the most amazing people, but compared to other workplaces I've been with, it's relatively chill, right? And the immediate team that I work with, they're also pretty chill. I mean, of course, I wouldn't be friends with them outside of work, but yeah, it's just really trying my patience, okay? This whole commute and the fact that like their handover process to me was a hot mess. Like I don't understand anything that's going on because no one ever explained to me the actual setup of like whatever. The systems and servers and whatnot in our company. But instead of like sitting there and trying to, internalize that, oh, it's my problem. Why can't I catch up? Why can't I do this simple task? I basically just let it be known that, hey, listen, I don't know how you expect me to do this work without me having like a basic understanding or overview of all of our servers and data centers. And I don't understand why this was not explained to me in the beginning. Not in a nasty way, but you got to make it known. Okay. You got to speak up for yourself. Like, no, this is not it. And this is not my problem. If I can't do the job, like it's definitely not a me problem. It's a you problem. It's a training problem. Anyway, So I have like no patience. My patience is running thin these days. And yeah, don't support pick me women or Bob the Builder women. Well, it's almost 45 minutes. What else? Do I have another example here? No, we covered Jackie, we covered Rihanna, we covered Boss Bay Steph. Um, you could say that Nicki Minaj is in that category too, unfortunately. Like I love Nicki, I love her music, but what is her husband's name? Kenneth Petty. Do you notice how her brand started going down like immediately after she got engaged to and married to Kenneth Petty? Because we all know that he has a criminal record in regards to child essay, or like when he was a teenager, he essayed another teenager, something like that. But he has something on his record permanently, right? And that's something that I just don't understand. Like someone like Nicki Minaj, a woman who is as accomplished and as high of a profile as Nicki Minaj, settling for something like that. Not only settling, but like willingly tainting her own legacy. Okay, because now that you've connected yourself to this man, not only in terms of a relationship, but through marriage, which is a legally binding document, a legal agreement that is sanctioned by the government. Um, yeah, of course, it's going to bring her stock down as well because people don't want to support someone like a Dennis. Not a Dennis is Jackie's new husband, but people don't want to support someone like a Kenneth Petty by proxy of supporting Nicki Minaj, and so they're just going to remove their support for Nicki Minaj in the first place, which is why she's been struggling ever since her marriage to get her status back, I guess, in the rap game. I mean, she's still putting out bangers. She's still collaborating with new artists, so good for her. But it's never like her name is never going to carry the weight that it used to before she attached herself to Kenneth Petty. I'm trying to think of like other examples. See, Naomi Campbell is also like a super successful, super rich female celebrity icon, businesswoman type of figure, right? But at least she had the sense to never get married. Same thing with Oprah. Oprah's an icon. So, like, regardless of, I'm aware that these two women or all celebrities really have some skeletons in their closet. They have had some questionable things in their past that do require questioning. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like their iconic status and their high net worth. People like Oprah and Naomi, at least they date, they have a love life, but they never got married to any guy because they're smart, right? And okay, we can say that we can group Rihanna into that too. At least she had the brains to not legally blind herself to ASAP Rocky through marriage. But yeah, just think about it next time you find yourself wanting to buy a candle or something from Jackie Aina's line, just imagine your money going directly into the pocket of her employee slash husband. And that's why I can sleep at night because I never bought anything from her line and I don't plan to. Um, Share 7 is a good example of kind of the opposite. I mean, I still wouldn't buy anything from Shira just because I feel like I don't need it. But to her credit, she has also never tried to really sell us on anything. Like she's never released a course. I don't know if she does coaching, but I feel like Shira, regardless of your opinion on her, again, I don't agree with 100% of her content, but I feel like she's maintained her integrity throughout the years because she always said that she never wanted to release a course. Like she wasn't out here to scam women. So she did make her little Etsy shop, right? Like she'll sell her level up cosmetics, makeup, and accessories and stuff through that shop. But I feel like that is a pretty straightforward business at the end of the day. She didn't make it into an independent brand or anything. She just sells them through her Etsy shop, even though she has like way more. She has does she have 1 million subscribers at this point? I feel like she must. Hold on, I'm gonna look up her channel, and yeah, even though she's like out here on YouTube hustling, I do think that she has been genuinely in a, I wouldn't say hypergamous marriage, but she's been in a beneficial relationship, right, with her husband James for the past 2 decades now. Like I think her relationship is genuinely, and she's never tried to make her relationship out to be something that it's not. Like she never said that she bagged the highest earning man or anything like that. She was very honest about the fact that her husband James made six figures, and it was enough to finance their comfy lifestyle in Houston, which has lower property costs, or you can get more property for less money in Texas. And I just feel like she's been honest about all that, right? So anything that she sells through her YouTube channel or her Etsy, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it goes more towards her daughters, right? I wouldn't feel like it's going towards James, who's like 25 years older than her. And plus James still has a job as far as I know. I haven't checked up on her channel in a while, but yeah, James, her husband is still like doing his own thing, with his own corporate job slash career. Whereas Mina's husband, though, I think it's very clear that he stopped working after she started making the big bucks on YouTube. So just be careful, like, because I know that as women, we have very compassionate, very generous hearts. When we see other ladies out here like hustling, making a name for themselves, we naturally want to support that. And that's not a bad thing. That's speaks to your like humanity. It speaks to your feminine desire to, help and be nurturing. But just be aware of, think about where is your money going to end up at the end of the day if they're attached to a dusty. Okay, it's the same thing with like charity organizations. This is why I'm wary about giving to charity, and maybe this is a blockage I need to overcome. Like maybe later on, if I am able to social climb and find myself in a higher class, like move from middle class to upper class or something, maybe I will have to change my mentality around this, because I know that like upper class people or people in the top 1%, they charity and philanthropy is like a big part of their entire strategy. I mean, some of it is more nefarious, coming from a more nefarious place than others, but I think in general the whole idea of like giving back once you reach a certain echelon in society, I think in general it comes from a good place. And of course the rich also use charities and donations strategically to get out of paying taxes and whatnot. But at the end of the day, if it can benefit someone in need, I feel like it's a good thing. At this level I'm at personally, though, I don't feel good about donating to any charity, because I feel like there is just not enough transparency there. Also because I have had very brief experience working in nonprofits in the past, and I can tell you that most of the money, like if you donate, let's say $50 to a nonprofit, that's not significant enough of a donation for any of that money to go to like the starving child in Africa that you think that you're helping. It's probably most likely going to more of the operational costs of the NPO itself, like the overhead, or it might honestly go to office supplies. um yeah, it's not, there's no such thing as like, okay, if you, I think a lot of people, especially the ones that get taken in by this whole like just donate as much as you can, even if it's only $5 or $1, it'll help. That's true, but don't fall into the trap of thinking that, okay, if I give them like a check for $5, let's just say $50, right? Because even $50, that doesn't go far these days. Especially considering where the MPO is based, right? Because you might think that, okay, I'm going to give $50 and that's going to feed so many starving children in a third world country. That's not how it works, though, because what do you think is going to happen? You think they're going to take your $50 bill and, like, you know, they some of these charities, they allow you to designate, like, what is it for, right? So is this for the infrastructure fund? Is it for the child, the orphan child relief fund? Is it for, like, food rations? So they give you this false sense of, like, power or this sense of control about where your money is going, but it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, because most likely your money, not most likely, like 100% chance, your money is just going to go into the large pool, right? The larger pool of whatever donation fund that they have set up. And then once that pool reaches a certain amount, they might take like a certain percent. They allocate percentages of that fund to different expenses. So some of it is like operational costs, some of it is stationery for the office, some of it goes to, shipping, transportation costs, and then another percentage goes to actually providing rations for the people in the third world country that they are claiming to support. But like your money itself, especially if it's a small amount, that's probably, it's not going to go to, it's not going to end up in the hands of who you hope it does. It's going to be swallowed up by the larger operation of the corporate of the organization. I don't know if this is making sense, but that's why I never felt happy, or I don't know. I never felt inclined to give to an NPO or like a charity organization type of thing. Well, number one, because I just feel like, again, it's not significant unless you have like at least $10,000 to give. I feel like it's just not going to make a difference no matter how much they try to convince you that it will. And I would rather, if I did have an extra $50 or $5 or whatever, I would rather just give it directly to the person that I feel is in need. So that's the way that I give back, so to speak. And I'm sure that I will have to rewire this mentality later as I become more affluent in life. But where I am now, I feel like, yeah, is pointless. How do we get on this topic? Oh yeah, just being mindful and taking a second to think about where your money is going to end up at the end of the whole money transfer cycle. Where is it going to end up ultimately? Is it going to end up actually in the pocket of your favorite female influencer, your beauty influencer, or is it going to end up in the pocket of her dusty parasitical man, fiance slash husband slash whoever? Okay, that's all I wanted to say. And once again, I was not able to make it to bed by 12 a.m. It's 12:45 now, so I need to go shower and hang up my laundry, which just finished. And if I'm lucky, I'll be able to get to bed by 1:15. So let's hope that 6 hours, 6.5 hours is enough sleep for me to be able to take on Monday. Can we do like an extension on Leo season this year? I feel like the Leos have been going through it. Like the universe has just been throwing crap at us. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a Mercury retrograde or something, but the vibes were just not it for me personally this Leo season. Also, I still have like a weird pain thing in the back of my throat. It's not a cough, but it feels like sore when I swallow. But I can't get it checked out because I have to like spend all my time commuting and going to this job. So when am I supposed to go to a clinic? I mean, I have sick days, but it would stress me out more to like take off time to go visit a clinic. And then the work that I have to do would just be sitting there because no one would pick it up for me. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. If someone tries to cancel me for this, then I'm never speaking on any of these subjects again, at least not in my public YouTube channel, because I don't have time, okay?